So again, thank you for joining us today. This is the Land Use and Housing Reporting Portal webinar and overview. So my name is Eugene Howard. I'm with the Department of Local Affairs and the unit manager offering technical assistance related to the land use laws passed in 2024. Joining us today are members of the team and of our development team that have helped us develop the reporting portal, which we're going to review with you all today. So Kyle Soner is a great person to know. If you haven't already met Kyle, he is helping us with data and data analytics related to our land use law. So a great person to know. Shane Casey is also here. He's a great resource and has been instrumental in the design and development of our web portal. Tong Zong is the guy behind the machine. So he's the engine that makes the portal run. And joining us today, we also have our members of our development team that have been instrumental in creating the portal. That's Rob and Andrew. They just waved, and they are going to walk us through the basics of the portal. But do know that the DOLA team is here to work with you, answer questions, provide guidance and feedback as you all are underway with reporting. Our two upcoming deadlines, as many of you know, are coming up in June 30th. But the portal is going to be live and available to you today. So if you are feeling you're ready to share with us your status on accessory dwelling units and parking, or perhaps you're ready to share with us your preliminary housing opportunity goal work for us to engage with you in a conversation and review, do know that as of today, the portal is ready and available for those of you who are ready for some early submissions and access. So with that, I'm going to turn things over to Cornflower Labs and Rob and Andrew Schwartz. So thank you, gentlemen.
Yeah, it's our pleasure. Thank you, Eugene. So I guess maybe the best way we can kind of kick this off for y'all is just we'll share the screen and we'll walk you through what it's like to log in and access your account. We'll go through a little bit of the other documentation that's around the portal so you can see versions of what these forms look like before you submit. And then we'll also show you the help form in terms of asking questions or requesting a new user account. So I'll go ahead and share my screen. I think I'm gonna have to send a request to be sure I can do that.
And I got
Cool.
that, so hopefully that's working for you now.
Awesome. Yep, looking good. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. Okay, you should be able to see this all right. Perfect. Okay. So to log in, the portal's at luhip.colorado.gov. It'll redirect you to the login page, so this URL should work perfectly fine. Um, you should have received an email that you had an account created. There's no password that's required. We want to make it easy for people to manage their accounts, so all you need to do is just request an account and we'll get the account created. I'll put in my email address. And so I'll just fill it in like this. When you submit your email address, you should get a code. It'll send an email to whatever email address you have that's from your local government. And so I'm going over on the other screen here. And this is the code that got sent to my inbox. It's just a six-digit code. So I'll enter it in just like that. Great. All right, so you should log in. It should be really fast to receive this code. If you have a problem with receiving the code, it might end up in your spam. So check your spam the first time you log in, just to make sure that you're not missing it in your inbox. At this point, you'll get a dashboard just like this, and it'll have which forms that you need to submit. There's both a required status and an optional status. And this is depending on your local government. So this is you might see different kind of screen for each kind of local government as you're logging in. And then I can go through these links on this page too. So the form response templates, this can be helpful as you're planning your submission. We want to make sure that you have as easy kind of access to understanding what goes into the submission before you even start. So in this document, you can navigate through and you can click on each one of these sections just to figure out what goes inside of each one of these. So it's a real copy of each one of these forms. It's the same text that you'll find in the portal, and it has information about what's required, the logic of inside of the form, and how you'll go through it to make your submission. So this should help also in terms of planning ahead. Um, Going back to the portal, there's also this response form. So you can click here It's a form in case you have any problems or questions or issues you want to report. We try to be super responsive to any of those changes that y'all might want to see. So we highly encourage you make a report if you have this issue, feedback, or comment section. You can edit an existing user account. You can also request a new user account. So this can be really helpful if you're trying to add more people from your own local jurisdiction, or you want to move an account, let's say from one person to another one, or you want to close an account because someone's leaving your local government. This is the kind of way that you want to make those requests too. And we'll provide this link in the chat as well, so you can make this request if you want to add a new user account, even during this call, just to make that easier on y'all. Going back to the submission dashboard, so this is where you'll see all the forms you can go through. We can open up one of these right now, probably a shorter one, just so we can kind of fill it in quickly. But let's go for the voluntary parking compliance report. So it's going to load up a page where you're going to be able to see each of these sections, and it's the exact same format as what's in this templates document. So if we go over to this page here, you can also plan it. This one should be, yeah, let me see where this one is. Okay, yep, it's this one. So inside of this document, you can see also the exact stuff that you're going to see inside of the portal. And over here, it's the same thing. So the who should complete this form, what do I need to complete this form? Exact same sections. And as you go through here, some of this information will be pre-filled. So your local government, we should already have some information on hand, which should make this first part pretty easy. And then as you go through, you can just answer these questions. It's the same thing for each one of these forms. There's a little red asterisk if any of these questions are required. If you try to go to the next screen but you don't fill it in, it'll make a note to you about which ones you have to do. And again, in the template, it's also noted here. So these ones are required. This is required as such. So at this point, you can go through and you can fill out any of these items here. And then once you get to the final, let's see, once you get to the final page, it's going to go through these four sections for this specific form, but sometimes there'll be more sections as well. You can go through, you can make this final submission. And when you go to the last page, there'll be a certification, and then you type in your name. And this is true for all the forms. This last page will look like this. And then you just click finish, and it'll say submission successful. And inside your email inbox, you'll also receive a copy of your submission. So that way you'll know that you have a record of completing that submission. And then over the coming period, the DOLA staff will be working with y'all to give responses to those submissions. But this is sort of these first steps to submitting the form and how you'd be able to accomplish that.
All right, excellent. So let's see if there are any questions. Any helpful hints or tips? Like I believe one of the advantages to this portal is that it does accommodate a large file size. I believe it's 250 megabytes for those areas or where the reporting requires the upload of or of additional documentation. Is that correct, Rob or Andrew?
Yep, it's 250 megabytes for large files, so shape files, the GIS files, it's going to capture at that size. And then for all the other files, it's 100 megabytes. So it's pretty big. It's bigger than an email. So if you have a really big PDF you want to upload, you should be able to do it.
Excellent, thank you. I think another advantage to the system is the speed. So even with large files, the system has been designed in a manner that should handle and accommodate large files in a relatively quick and short amount of time. All right. Are there any questions from audience members? Feel free to uh, put those in the chat. I think if you also have the raised hand function, we can take you off of mute, or you can take yourself off of mute and ask a question live. All right. Well, I guess this shows when you design a well and intuitive system, people don't have questions. So good news and congratulations, good work. We'll give it one more second, see if anyone has any questions. And if not, then we'll just thank everyone for their time today. All right, well, going once, going twice. I will say that if you need to reach out to anyone at any point in your reporting process, definitely feel free to contact us here at DOLA, and we're more than happy to provide assistance. For those of you who have worked with Hannah Van den Weggen, who is also joining us today, she is our point person for the parking and accessory dwelling unit laws. And so they have some upcoming deadlines. So if you've met or reached out to Hannah previously, she's a great person to assist. Although anyone on the screen here is available and more than happy to help anyone. So if there are no other questions, and I'm just checking our chat here and I don't see any, well, just thank you all for your time and let us know how things go. And again, reach out to us if you have any questions. So anything from the team before we conclude today's webinar? All right. Well, excellent. Well, thank you, everyone. Everyone loves a brief meeting, so this is great, and just really appreciate everyone's time and attention. And definitely let us know if we can be of assistance. Thanks, everyone.